Okay. So I'm super late. I usually am super late when I respond to people's messages, and I'm really sorry. Or sometimes your message just like slips between the cracks, and I don't get a chance to message you back because I'm either like super busy or I've been bombarded with a bunch of messages because of the video, and I respond to some, and I'm not able to respond to them all. But this most recent message that I received really set me on a tangent, and I feel as though it's one of those situations where you really have to say, do not speak about shit that you have no fucking clue that you're talking about. Like, if you have no clue the subject of what you're talking about, leave it alone. Don't even leave a stupid comment, because the idea that you're going to sit there and you're going to try and tell me that a guy with burnout from a game with bad monetization and pointless grinding to go play a game with worse monetization and worse grinding. What fucking game am I playing that has worse monetization and worse grinding? Are you talking about Warframe? Are you telling me that you believe you're gonna sit there and tell me that you think that Warframe has worse monetization and worse grinding than Destiny? You are out of your fucking mind. You are 100% insane. First off, everything in Destiny is gatekeeped. How do I know this? Hold on. let's let's take a spin over in Destiny, huh? Let's jump. I'm gonna load up Destiny, and we're going to, if I can fucking find the goddamn thing, and we are going to jump into me just giving you a small little taste, a small peek behind the curtain to the amount of money that I have spent on this game and its shitty monetization. I'm going to point out all of the bad monetization practices that that Bungie uses to gouge the player base out of as much funds as possible in order to fund their extravaganza bullshit. All right? Because I don't think you realize just how great Warframe's economy is and just how much it respects your time if you know what it is that you're fucking doing. And I'm a new guy. I just recently started playing Warframe. Recently. And I know some people say, but you played about 8 years ago. True, but it was one of those things where it's like, hey, it's a free game. I'm gonna try it out for about an hour, and I'm gonna move on to like fucking Call of Duty or whatever I was playing back then. But let me show you just a small peek behind the Destiny curtain into my account, and I'm only going to go on one of my characters. I'm going to go on one of my characters to, in all honesty, talk about Bungie's monetization. So let's go to my hunter. Looks great, right? Looks fantastic. Let's go to the store and let's jump down to the archive, right? Owned, 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 owned. Just as we continue on, just owned. 800 silver. How much is 800 silver? 800 silver is $8, roughly $8. We should say, right? But let's say that I just want that one thing, this one thing. I only want this one thing for $800. No, I cannot just go in, click on it, and purchase it for $800. If I wanted to buy it, I would either have to spend a full $10, which means I have silver left over. Because remember, this is a slot machine. It's the system is designed to make you want to spend money in order to buy cosmetic shit. It's never going to give you what you need so that you can just buy it and keep it moving. It's either going to give you less, such as the $500 bundle, or it's going to give you more so that you have some left over, so that there's that small kernel of temptation to try and bring you back in and have you spend more money on this game. But let's jump down to expansions, shall we? Let's look at the Forsaken Pack, Shadowkeep, Beyond Light, the 30th Anniversary Edition, Witch Queen Dungeon Key, which is completely separate from the Witch Queen expansion that I purchased, that I spent money on, and gave them $100 for their best edition. Not the edition that comes with Cade's fucking backpack, but for their best fucking edition. Lightfall Dungeon Key, which is separate and costs like another $10 fucking dollars on its goddamn own, with the Lightfall Season 2 annual pass that comes with everything, and I already pre-ordered the final shape, which will probably also have its own goddamn fucking dungeon key. Now, I pay money for this up front because I'm a Destiny diehard. I love this game. I love this game. So I pay money up front so that I don't have to buy seasonal content every single time a new season comes out. But if you're not like me, and you're just somebody that buys the regular edition, which means you purchase the regular edition every single season, you need to give Bungie $10. And in the event that Bungie decides to do an dungeon for this expansion, you need to give them another $10. Then on top of that, there are no major cosmetics that make your character look fucking cool that you can earn in game. Sure, you can go off and you could get armor pieces. And you could pick up all these fucking armor pieces. But guess what? In order to get these armor pieces, you need to purchase Synthweave. Synthweave is also something that you can purchase from the store that you have to spend more money for. Everything in this game is designed for you to pay money. That's why Astacross's fucking video about how Bungie monetizes the shit out of their fucking game to a ridiculous degree has like 1 million fucking views. Because this game is poorly monetized. Not only is it poorly monetized, for about 8 months of last year, it was also poorly fucking optimized, and it's still poorly optimized because it crashes every once in a while. At this point in time, the Weasel code error could come live in my house from how fucking familiar I am with it. But when you go over to Warframe, it's completely fucking different. So let's launch up Warframe. Let's jump into Warframe. And let's actually take a look to see whether or not the monetization of Warframe is super crazy. Do you have to spend crazy amounts of dollars the same way that Bungie has you spend crazy amounts of dollars? I will bet you that that is no. Is my time being respected when I play Warframe? Yes, because I sat down with people that were dedicated to the game and they showed me what it was that I needed to do. Is that super difficult for some people that may be coming in from like the outside? Sure, abso-fucking-lutely. That may be the fucking case. That this may be, look at that. You come in and they're like, hey, there's a thing that you can use for 50% off. I will use that later when I have the money for it, even though I'm super good. But let's walk all the way to the back here, right? Because they just dropped Gauss Prime. And these things are called fucking Void Relics, which means inside of one of these Void Relics, if you were just to type in Gauss, it would say Gauss drops from Lilith G9 Relic, Axie B7 Relic, Mezzo H5 Relic, Neo W1 Relic. And from that, when he first comes out, if you know what you're doing, you know that people are going to be farming the hell out of these 4 relics. So what do? You look to see where exactly it is that you can go and farm these relics. You can go online to see what planets they drop from, what the highest drop rates are. You can pick them up. You can make them fucking radiant with your void traces, so you have a higher chance of getting the Gauss Prime blueprint. Once you're done, guess what? You've been playing the shit out of the game, so you have a ton of resources that you can use. You can craft that. It is craftable. It is there. Do you want to know what happened? I was able to sit down when I first started playing this game. When I came in initially, I was able to sit down and I was able to play all of these quests down here. I was able to do, where did we start off? We started off at Size Visual is something new. The very Paradox is on the side. We were able to start off with Awakening to Vor's Prize. to Once Awake, to the Howl of the Kubro, the Deadlock Protocol, Heart of Deimos, picked up my Arcwing, Stolen Dreams, Limbo, The New Strange, Nada, The Second Dream, Sands of Inaros, Patient Zero, the Jordis Precept, Hidden Messages, Rising Tide, The War Within, Chains of Harrow, Apostasy Prologue, The Sacrifice, Prelude to the War, The New War, which is probably the best fucking campaign for a looter shooter game I have ever fucking played, and then Veilbreaker, which is something completely off on the side. I played through all of that with more stuff that I have not played through yet without them asking a dime from me. Didn't ask any money whatsoever from me, respecting my time completely. I can go out there and I can farm fucking mods. I can level up my mods with a resource that I know how to farm by farming Aya 10 relics. I can go over here and I can level up my Arcwing and go do this and go do that. And I can completely play this game free to play. And guess what? From those same void relics at the back, for people who are less unfortunate than me, maybe I'm somebody who doesn't like Garuda, right? And I've got Garuda pieces. Actually, where's my inventory? Inventory. Do I have any Garuda pieces? I have Garuda Prime chassis times 2. I can run into a situation where there is somebody out there who is less unfortunate than me that is unable for whatever reason to get Garuda to drop from these relics, and I can say, hey, I can hit T, I can go to the trade channel, and I could be like, want to sell Garuda for 100 platinum, want to sell Garuda Prime for 100, about 120 platinum. Without spending any money, I now have the currency that for this game that I can use to purchase things from directly from the arsenal. I can load up on my currency and be like, okay, there's a weapon that I really want to pick up from down here somewhere. I can pick it up. Maybe I don't want to pick it up, but guess what? When I click on that weapon and it brings me in, it's like, hey, if you don't want to give me money, but you would rather spend your own precious time in order to get this thing, how about you just purchase the blueprint? Holy fucking shit. Without clicking on a random fucking weapon, all I need is 2 Argon crystals, and I know where to go where I can pick up like 7 in one fucking mission. That is respecting my time. Bungie does not respect my time. At all. At all. You can grind, and you can grind, and you can grind, and you can fucking grind, and you can never get the god roll for your gun. Now, it's kind of changed since they implemented the crafting system, but that's its own kettle of beans. It's its own weird bucket of crabs, bucket of fish. But to sit there and tell me that I left a game with bad with bad monetization that wastes my time for a game that wastes my time more, where I feel as though I have accomplished more in this game since I started playing it seriously, and whose entire system that is set up is so player friendly and so community friendly. Sure, there are scalps and there are sharks out there who want to make their money and they're going to try and get people by jacking up the prices. There's one guy, you know who you are, because I bought a Prime skin from you, and later on I discovered the Prime skin wasn't supposed to be as high as it was. And when I catch you out there, I'm gonna beat your ass. But for right now, you're safe. You're safe. You're safe. Because when I went to my boys and I was like, yeah, I spent this much money for it, they laughed. And I was like, what are you guys laughing? And they were like, you got fleeced. I didn't think I was gonna get fleeced, but I got fleeced. There's people out there that they fleece you. I'm aware of that now. I know you're out there inside the fucking community. Now when I see somebody drop something trying to sell it, I kind of wait for this to scroll. Like down here at the bottom, I'll wait for it to scroll. Like if you see somebody selling a want to sell Gauss Prime and they're like, hey, we're selling it for like 150 platinum, I usually let it scroll for a little bit, maybe like a minute or two, to see if somebody else is trying to sell them for about 120, maybe 100, and then I'll go with that person. But you got me that time. You got me, you son of a bitch. And if I ever catch you, I swear I'm gonna beat your ass. But that's neither here nor there. You have no idea what the fuck you're talking about. It's just that simple. It's just that simple. I just think that you're somebody that you probably played the game, you didn't understand what was going on. That's fine. I also played a game, didn't understand what was going on, and I had a bad experience. Once I sat down with people that knew what they were doing and where they were coming from, I realized that this is how monetization should work. Monetization should always be optional. When it is optional and is not being forced on you, and it's not being shoved down your throat every 3 seconds. When I boot up this game and I come in, they're like, hey, there's this thing. If you want to use it, you can. If you don't want to use it, that's fine. There's all this information here. I'm not spammed the second I get in here like, hey, go check out this new armor or go buy this new skin for a shitty exotic. You can take anything in this game, any gun, any weapon. Sure, there are weapons that are super fucking optimal. Like for instance, right now, I would say that this isn't the best glaive that you can throw. I just like the design, and I like the design with Gauss. And you can upgrade that bitch and start throwing in mods to make it into something that is super fucking fun, that is just destroying everything. That 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 is the essence of respecting my time. That is the essence of the power fantasy, where I can pick up anything and I can turn it into something of lethal intent. Destiny does not do that. The second something steps out of line, or the second something gets way too fun, Bungie instantaneously nerfs it into the fucking ground. I have yet to run into that. I have never felt weak, or I've never felt as though my character hasn't progressed in strength playing this game. From beginning to where I am now, I can see my character's growth. From where my character was getting his ass whooped to where now he's an absolute fucking monster. So no, you're talking out of your ass. you are you are absolutely fucking talking out of your ass in regards to that fucking comment. Get the fuck out of here.